Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Musings of Star Anish. I'm holding a pencil because I've added another light to my right side over here, and you can see the effect of that light over here. There's a little bit of blue happening over here, and uh, that's the second light. I will show you the entire lighting setup some other day. But the point is, today I just added this, so I'm just figuring out what it does. You see that it's adding a little bit of a shape and definition here. It shows where my forehead finishes, where the jawline starts, and all of that. It's a very subtle light, but it helps identify where my shape, what the shape of my body, of my face is. And it's also a contrasting color from the yellow this side, so it makes all of this stand out a little sharper, a little better. And it also amplifies it also sheds a little bit of light towards the wall behind me on my left. Just lets you know that there is a wall there, so it's just there's a lot more that can be done to this wall instead of just leaving it plain, because background is what makes the image better, or is what completes the image. That's what I've been taught and learned and teach. But enough about lighting. I just want to see how this feels, and if it's making the right kind of impact. So on to today's musing. So today's musing is, with me and my constant battle about being an analog guy stuck in a digital age. um, I keep finding myself going back to, oh, those are the days. Yes, but I've always been doing that, so it's not just that I'm getting older now. And I came up with this. I mean, this has been going on since the digital detox. So the idea has been coming out since then, and it's now materializing slowly. But I want to put this out there and ask and just see how what people would feel about it. So basically, market research. The topic is, I mean, the item is. We've all had radio plays when we were kids. You might not know about it if you're from a generation younger than me, or even a few years younger than me. But radio plays is theater plays with complete sound effects and everything, but just audio. There's people enacting, there are people playing their part, people delivering their dialogue, but everything is done only for audio. So there's no visual impact to it. So everything needs to be done for the ear. The One of my favorite books, which is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, was originally a radio play. It was written for the radio as a show, as such. So the idea is radio play. I mean, now that we have a lot more access to this kind of stuff, because everybody is, I mean, you all have Spotify, we all have YouTube and whatnot. Um, s- what is that other one? Anchor. That's the one that lets you make your own podcast, where people just sit and talk, and then there's so much information that's being given out. So how about we, kind of handicap everyone from this whole visual bombardment of, if a person's supposed to portray themselves as pretty, then you just put on a bikini and then automatically you're pretty. But how about we take that visual element completely out and have people like really work for their keeps as performers? So radio plays, what do you think? It is going to be one act stories, just quick 10-minute, maybe not even 10, maybe shorter scenarios, shorter acts where people just come in, narrate a scenario, interact between two or maybe three actors at the most, but the whole impact is made just because of the way they speak. There's no visual impact. You don't know what kind of person they are, how they look. Are they fat? Are they thin? Are they chubby, or anything else in between? Are they tall? Are they dark? You will not know any of that. But then it's going to be the actor or the performer's job to make sure that the audience is convinced about what kind of person they are and whatever dialogues they're delivering. So how does that sound? Radio plays, one act radio plays, or streamed over podcast platforms, because we have podcasts now. We don't need to hijack a radio station and broadcast from there. There's going to be a lot of sound effects also that's going to be required to make the scenario, the situation, the environment a little more compelling to the audience. So that's been floating around in my head, and the theme is already fixed. I know the themes, I know the stories. They're just being written on a semi-regular basis. But what do you think about listening to plays that you cannot watch, that It has nothing to do with visual stimuli. You just have to hear them and let your imagination figure out the rest. Let me know in the comments. Bye. Good night.